Some gays and lesbians see a new wave of hate against them in Colorado. There are 6 new bills targeting their community at the legislature. They would ban same-sex marriage and bar same-sex couples from adopting kids. But doctors in prison for providing gender transition treatment to kids, prevent transgender girls from taking part in girls' sports, and allow people who have religious objections to refuse housing, jobs, and health care to LGBTQ people. Now, finally, the Fundamental Family Rights Bill would make it harder for the state to help LGBTQ kids. Political specialist Sean Boyd joins us at the Capitol tonight. So, Sean, do any of these bills actually have a chance of passing?
Yeah, no, none of them, Karen, but some Democrats say they could have a lasting impact on the 2020 elections. Opponents call the bills cruel, vicious, dangerous, the most aggressive attack on LGBTQ rights in more than a decade.
I call these bills the slate of hate.
Opponents of the bills included 7 LGBTQ lawmakers, Colorado's first gay governor, and the mom of a transgender daughter.
I'm here today to say that the government does not get to decide my child's medical treatment.
She says a bill criminalizing doctors who provide gender transition treatment is dangerous.
This bill, if passed, will literally be killing transgender youth all over our state.
Democrats promised all the bills will fail, but they won't be forgotten.
If you continue to bring these bills forward, we will see you at the ballot box.
I don't run the bill lightly.
Representative Steve Humphrey, sponsor of the bill that rolls back same-sex marriage, says he's not worried.
Honestly, I don't think it hurts the Republican Party. I think that we need to be going ahead and standing up for conservative principles, and I think that we're certainly pro-family.
But CBS 4 Republican analyst Dick Wadham says the party should be focused on issues like health care, education, and transportation.
If Republicans come across as only being concerned about social issues, we will not be able to win an election in Colorado.
We know that, of course, this is a really small fraction of the Republican Party where we know that hate is not a conservative value.
Daniel Ramos, executive director of the state's largest LGBTQ advocacy organization, says Republicans helped pass 2 LGBTQ equality bills last year. This year's bills, a reminder, he says, their work isn't done.
And we have worked way too hard to go back, and we cannot and we will not let this happen.
Governor Polis said he would veto any anti-LGBTQ bills that reached his desk. He says the state has come a long way since it was known as the hate state after voters approved a ballot measure denying protections based on sexual orientation. And Polis says Colorado won't return to those dark days. It will be a long night here at the Capitol. The committee hearing started at 1:30, and after 4.5 hours, only 1 of the 6 bills have they gotten through. Live at the Capitol, Sean Boyd covering Colorado First.
Long night indeed. Sean, thank you.